lai 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 lai, yai la lai 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 lai, yai la lai 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 lai. You can pick it up as we go. Yai la lai 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 lai, yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. That's the first part. Try it with me. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Again. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. The second part. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. It's easy, no words. Yai lai, yai lai. Yai lai la lai 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 lai. Try it with me, the second part. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai. Yai lai la lai 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 lai. I think you have it. Now pick up the speed. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. Faster, give me the beat. Come on. Yai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai la lai 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 lai. That's good. Yai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai lai lai.
This one? O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Let's sing together the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you, Ellen. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Shabbat shalom, everyone. All right, let's take a moment to turn around to the people sitting near us, wish each other Shabbat shalom, and try to say hi to somebody that you don't know. See if you can find someone you don't know. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Oh, good, Arlene, you found Ellen, right? Lindsay Stoller is here. Lindsay, will you stand up and say hi to everybody? This is my daughter, Lindsay. Lindsay just moved to New York last night, and we're waiting for the rest of the family to arrive next week. So we're hanging out. I'm so happy that my daughter is here, and glad for all of you to meet her. All right, everyone. So you might be wondering, why is this crazy rabbi singing and everything? Where's the cantor? We actually do have a cantor, but unfortunately, he's out sick. He's got COVID. Yeah, Cantor Adam has COVID. So he's doing better. He was feeling a little under the weather earlier in the week, but he's doing better, but still testing positive. So he's out right now, and I'm going to be singing tonight. But that means that I need your help. Okay. Thank you. Excellent. All right. So we are going to begin on page 12. Lechu neranena, yai lai 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 lai, nari ladonai, yai lai 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 lai, nari yai lai 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 lai, litzur yisheinu, yai lai 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 lai. Try it with me. Lechu neranena, yai lai 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 lai, ladonai, yai lai 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 lai. Nariya, yai lai 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 lai, litzur yisheinu, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. And together in English. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings. And we'll turn now to page 20 to welcome Shabbat into the world. Ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela, ya la 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 lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet velitila, ya la la lecha dodi, ya la 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 likrat kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat nekabela. likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava techila, yalalai yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai pnei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5, Hitoreri, Hitoreri, Kiva orech, Kumi ori, Uri, Uri, Shir daberi, Kevod Adonai, Alayich nigla, Yalalai, Yalalalai lecha dodi, Yalalalai likrat kala, Yalalalai pnei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela. If you're comfortable, you don't have to, but if you want to, please stand. Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala, gam besimcha, uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala, yalalai yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai pnei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela, yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai pnei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25. At the bottom of the page, I invite you to read with me. And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. Yet if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, it would not be the way it is now. We would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too yourself may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes. So I want you to hold this place. Let that sink in, what we just read. And now, close your books. That's one of my favorite readings in the prayer book. In the spring of 1960, raise your hand if you remember the spring of 1960, okay? In the spring of 1960, a rabbi from Houston, Texas, gave a Shabbat sermon to Hebrew Union College's graduating rabbinic class on the eve of their ordination. His topic for his sermon was what it means to be a rabbi. A rabbi, he said, does many things. He teaches and he preaches. He leads services and officiates life cycle events. He visits the sick and comforts the bereaved. He's active in civic life and works for justice. These and many other things are what a rabbi does, he said. But the essence of what a rabbi is, well, that, he said, can be captured in one word. One word that gives unity to the many and varied functions we in my profession perform on a daily basis. And that one word, he said, can be found in the very title we bear. In Hebrew, the title rabbi is spelled with 3 letters. The letters Resh, Bet, and Yud. And if you take those 3 letters as an acronym, this rabbi said, Resh, Bet, Yud, you can come up with the phrase or the descriptor, Ro'eh B'nai Yisrael, which means shepherd of the children of Israel. At the heart of it all, our role is to be a shepherd, to guide our people in their quest for meaning, purpose, sacred community, and God. The rabbi who gave that sermon in the spring of 1960 was Rabbi Robert I. Kahn. He was the rabbi emeritus of my home congregation in Houston. He was my mother's rabbi when she was growing up there. And like Rabbi Rudin, Rabbi Davidson, the Rabbis Feldman are to so many of you, Rabbi Kahn was larger than life to me and to my family. We revered him and we loved him. I first heard Rabbi Kahn's sermon, which he entitled The Faithful Shepherd, on a CD recording given to me about 20 years ago when I was in the process of applying to rabbinic school. I felt as though he was speaking across the ages directly to me, calling me to this sacred duty, and it was overwhelming. Imagine hearing Rabbi Rudin's voice, or Rabbi Davidson's, or Rabbi Meir or Rabbi Terah's voice calling out to you, like Moses at the burning bush. I am sending you. God is sending you to be a faithful shepherd to this people. Now go. As the Reformed theologian Jacob Pedikovsky taught, once you hear the commandment that is addressed directly to you like that, you can't run away from it like Jonah. You have no choice but to answer the call. Now, I had not always wanted to be a rabbi. In fact, until I was about 25 years old, it never even crossed my mind. But something profound happened for me just as I was starting out as a young professional in politics, as a press secretary in the U.S. Senate in Washington, D.C. Like Rabbi Kushner says in that reading that we just read, people come into our lives, sometimes in very ordinary or unremarkable ways, and yet they change us forever. For me, that angel, that messenger of God, was my friend Susan. She and I worked together in Senator Fitzgerald's office. Now, Susan is an evangelical Christian. And of course, I'm a Jew, although at that time in my life, I must admit, Judaism wasn't a very big part of my life or my identity. I was into other things. But Susan was curious about Judaism. And so she asked me questions. And to my embarrassment, I found that I wasn't able to answer her very intelligently. And that wasn't a good feeling, so I decided that I needed to learn. I called up my rabbi from home that I had grown up with, and I asked him if he could recommend some books for me to read. And I read them, and the more that I learned, I gained my earliest spiritual insights. I realized that I was living on the surface, that I wanted more meaning in my life, that there was a better, deeper, kinder version of myself yearning to come into being. So for a few years, I kind of toyed around with this thought that had come to me. Maybe I should be a rabbi. I could look into that. Maybe I could study it all the time. But I saw it as something way off in the distance, if ever. But my perspective changed on September 11th, 2001. Like all of you who were in New York that day, 9/11 affected me profoundly. I was in Washington, D.C., on Capitol Hill. I saw the Pentagon burning from my office window. And my colleagues and I, we thought that the Capitol would be next. And had things unfolded differently on Flight 93, I easily could have died that day. And then about a year later, a childhood friend of mine whom I had grown up with since first grade, her name was Marnie Rose, she died from brain cancer when she was 28. And I was 28 too. And it was then that I finally understood life is fragile. We don't know how long we're going to be here. So if there's something you want to do, something you feel you're called in the mysterious realm of the Spirit to do, don't wait. Whatever it is for you, whatever you're thinking about as I'm saying this, go for it now. The rabbinate for me is more than my life's work. It's the essence of who I am, or who I strive to be anyway. A friend once asked me about my approach to the role of being a rabbi. All I could think of was something very simple. I said, I guess I just try to be myself. I think of myself not as a hired professional, but as a member of the community, and I try to lead that way. I genuinely enjoy people, and I hope to be not only your rabbi, but also your friend. In the 3 weeks I've been here at TBE, I already feel like I'm part of this community, and I want to thank you for welcoming me into your temple family so warmly. I love to teach, and I love to learn, and I'm excited to study with you. Some of you, I already am having that chance. And I'm excited because I believe that Judaism can help us navigate the challenges and the circumstances of our own lives. When I teach, I try to draw not only on my knowledge of Jewish sources, but also on insights that I gain from you and from my own experiences, so that I can speak authentically to the struggles and aspirations we all share. As a prayer leader, I strive to pray not on your behalf, but with you, so that together we can rise toward the heavens. I try to lead with compassion and humility because I'm mindful of what Rabbi Kahn said in his sermon, that although I am a rabbi and a shepherd of this community, the more important truth is that I am a creature and not creator, that I too am a sheep in God's pasture. In this week's parasha, as Moses is preparing to retire from his leadership role, he asks God to choose a successor carefully. Whoever takes over, Moses says, should be someone who will go out before them and come in before them, and who will take them out and bring them in, so that God's community will not be like sheep that have no shepherd. I know I have big shoes to fill here. Temple Beth-El has had some incredible shepherds in its history. Rabbi Rudin, Rabbi Davidson, Rabbi Mayer, and Rabbi Tara Feldman, these rabbis were and are giants. And they each made their own indelible impact on you and on the other members of this community. I will never be them. In fact, I wouldn't make a very good Rabbi Rudin or Rabbi Davidson or Rabbi Feldman, and I won't even try to. But here's what I will do. I will give it my all to be the very best Rabbi Brian Stoller that I can be. I will go out there every day and be myself. Because I believe that in the end, all of us are seeking the same thing: to feel loved, to find meaning and purpose in life, and to be embraced by people who genuinely care. In my view, it is the synagogue's mission and the shepherd's mission to create this kind of community. All the rest, as they say, is commentary. But the commentary is important too. Temple Beth-El, I know, is a diverse congregation. We have members from many different backgrounds and all stages of life, and each of you has your own interests and your own passions, which means that each of you will have your own pathway into Jewish life. For some of you, it might be Torah study that stimulates your mind and challenges your assumptions and invites you to think differently about the world. For some of you, it might be prayer or other kinds of spiritual practice that help you get in touch with your essential self and experience the mystery of being human. Some of you might find that caring for people in need is your pathway, because serving humanity is the essence of what it means to serve God. Whatever your own personal pathway is, I believe that when you finally discover it, something happens that ignites a spark in your soul and changes your life forever. And I say that because I've lived it. I have experienced it, and I want to bring that to you. I want to be your shepherd, to help you discover your pathway, so that when you walk down it, you will experience the transformational power of Judaism and feel the loving embrace of God and community more deeply than you ever have before. You won't know it until you give it a try. And you may have to keep trying until you find a pathway that feels right to you. Cantor Adam and I are here to help you, to be your shepherds, but we can't do it for you. As Rabbi Kahn put it, we are shepherds, but not sheepdogs. We can help you find your way only if you're willing to participate actively in the journey. So what I want to do tonight is invite you to do that, to be our partners and our companions in a shared quest for meaning and purpose. Open your heart to it. Share your time with us. Show up here. Walk with this community, and I promise you, your life will be enriched by it. Now I'll invite you to open your books and turn back to page 24 where we left off, and you'll find the prayer there, Shalom Aleichem, is about opening ourselves to the possibility of being transformed in unexpected ways by ordinary people who come in and out of our lives, people who may just be messengers of God. I believe that my friend Susan was that for me. She came into my life for a reason. And all of us sitting here in this room and all of us in the congregation, we have come into each other's lives for a reason. So now that we're here together, well, I invite you to join me, join everyone in the community in taking this journey. Shabbat Shalom and Shalom Aleichem, and let's sing it together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, Le'olam Va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Page 30 together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch ata Adonai, ha-ma'ariv aravim. Page 32. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvkumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha leolam vaed. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל שמע ישראל אדוני Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 39, responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. May earth reveal. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, nora tehilot, osefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam ze Elianu ve'hameru Adonai yimloch Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. Together on 43 at the top. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions,
to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch ata Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Please rise. Page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata, Rav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofech holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech meimit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selam. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We pray now for our loved ones, our friends, members of our families, and our community who are ill and in need of God's healing and God's peace. If you're praying for someone this evening and you'd like to share their name, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. Thank you, Arlene. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Elaine. May God be with all of them and bring them a speedy renewal of body and spirit. We pray for them on page 253. Mi shebeirach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gidul aliyotzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, ushemo Ushemo, Ushemo Echad. Please be seated. We remember now our loved ones whom death has taken. If you are here this evening mourning a loved one and you hear their name read and you're comfortable to do so, I invite you to rise when their name is said. Afterwards, if you're remembering someone whose name is not on the list and you'd like to share it with us, I'll invite you to add their names. This week we are in Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning for Sarah Harmon Koenig. And we are in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Mark A. Cohen, Howard Teitel, and Sarah Wolin. And we remember the yahrzeits of Paul Brichta, Mark Feldman, Jack Green, Kalman Herman, Esther Coda Jacobs, and Jeanette Charter. If there's someone whose name you would like to add, I invite you to do so now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. We rise now as one community and join together on page 294 to say Kaddish. Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who makes harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. May their memories be for a blessing. And we say together, amen. Please be seated. Okay, so Shabbat Shalom to everyone. I'd like to share some thank yous. And then some announcements. So first, let's see. Thank you to Stu and Joy P and Sherry and everybody on our office team who helps to prepare our building for Shabbat. Thank you to Jason Black, who I believe is running our Zoom technology this evening. Thank you to the Margala family for baking challah this evening. And our amazing, outstanding Oneg bakers. You know that if you're in the house, you got to stand up when I say your name. So, Roberta Lulov. All right, Linda Diamond. Sharon Freeman. There's Sharon. Cheryl Silverstein. Donna Ganser. And there's Donna G. and Ina Pakhtar. All right, now, we know that there are many, many wonderful bakers in this community who have yet to reveal themselves. If that applies to you, please join our baking crew anytime that you're able. All you need to do is call the main office, and you can ask for Joy P, and she will get you looped in. You could probably also whisper to one of our bakers who stood up and say, you know, I make a pretty mean whatever it is, and I'd like to bake. Can I help? And they can get you involved. So please do that. Thank you, and thank you to our crew for everything that you do. All right, let's see what's coming up. Tomorrow morning we have Torah study at 9:15, and a Shabbat morning service is at 10:30. Lots of good things coming, too. On August 11th, we have our second rooftop concert of the summer, and hopefully the weather will be great so that we could be outside. It's going to be a rock concert featuring the hits of classic rock from iconic bands including Queen, Styx, Journey, Bon Jovi, U2, Boston, Foreigner, Van Halen, and The Who. So that's going to be really fun. Please come for that. What else? There's lots of things. You can look in the weekly email that comes. I also want to say 2 additional things. One is, if you like to pray and you like people, and I know all of you do because you're here tonight. If you like to pray and you like people, please join me on weekday mornings, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. for our weekday morning minyan on Zoom, which is really a great community of Reformed Jews from all over the country come together to pray together, and it's really fun and a warm and friendly community, and we're growing our participation at Temple Beth-El, so I hope you'll come. And the second thing I want to say is apropos what I said tonight about wanting to help you be your shepherd and find your way and everything. I need to get to know you. I want to get to know you. I'm reaching out to as many people as I can. I'm greeting people when I see them I see you all at the temple. But please also reach out to me. If we haven't had the chance to talk, we haven't had the chance to get to know each other yet, please, send me an email. I would love to get together with you and get to know you, and we could have coffee, and there's that great bakery over here, And I hear Arlene let me in on the secret. At 7:30, everything is half price. So just let me know. We can get together. I want to get to know you, so please do reach out to me. And, I think that's all that I have to say right now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite Lindsay Stoller to come on up. Come on up. The reason is to lead us in the Kiddush. Please rise.
Don't want to spill on my dress. Is this ours?
No, we have the same cup. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzonin hilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila le'mikra'e kodesh zeher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'harta V'tanu kidashta Mikol V'shabbat kodshecha V'ahava uvratzon Hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Good job,
That was
Lynn.
wine.
That is wine. Yeah, that is wine. That is wine. Let's see, Gilda, would you like to take the cover off the... That's okay, you don't have to stand up. Okay. All right, together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Please join us for the Oneg downstairs in the Oneg place. Shabbat Shalom.